What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com.
Here are my DFS picks for MLB Sunday, May 23rd.
These picks apply for DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button
And hit that bell icon
so you don't miss our new videos.
In this video, I'm going to go over my top DFS picks for today's MLB slate.
And if you stick around to the very end of this video, we'll use the Draft Dashboard tools to make a DFS lineup using the picks we just made.
Okay guys, we have a 10-game slate today, so let's take a look at the pitcher position. I like Hyun-Jin Ryu with a small pitching advantage over a low-salary batting team, the Tampa Bay Rays. Hyun-Jin Ryu, he's giving up a .654 OPS versus righties, and he's facing 4 righties here. He's also only giving up a .526 OPS versus lefties, and he's facing 3 lefties. On top of that, the Rays have only hit 13 of his last 48 pitches. That's a .271 batting average, so a modest batting average here versus the Rays. And Hyun-Jin Ryu is $8,900 FanDuel salary, and he's $800 more on DraftKings. Projected at 29.2 fantasy points. He has an ERA of 2.51. His record is 4-2 on the season, pitching an average of 88 pitches per game, averaging 35 fantasy points per game. And he scored 52, 46, and 27 fantasy points in the last 3 games. So I like Hyun-Jin Ryu here versus the Tampa Bay Rays. Okay, let's take a look at the first base position. I like Vladimir Guerrero Jr. with a 10% batting advantage over a low-salary pitcher, Michael Wacha. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., he's batting 8% better versus righty pitchers. He's batting a .944 OPS versus righties. And Michael Wacha, he pitches his worst ball versus righty batters, giving up a .922 OPS versus righties. There's no at-bats versus Wacha yet, and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is $4,300 FanDuel salary, and he's $1,300 more on DraftKings. So don't worry, I've got an excellent value play at the outfield position that will allow you to fit this guy into your lineup, and he's projected at 12.4 fantasy points here, and he's averaging 15 fantasy points per game on the season. He scored 9, 50, and 19 fantasy points in the last 3 games. So I like Vladimir Guerrero Jr. here versus Michael Wacha.
Before I continue with the picks, I'm excited today because we added a new contest for everyone watching. If you want to enter the drawing for $100 PayPal, all you need to do is like this video, hit that subscribe button, and make a quick comment below to be entered into the drawing. We'll reply to a random comment and let you know that you won, and then we'll send you $100 PayPal. So it's that easy, and we pick a new winner every Saturday and announce them in our video. So get your comment in now so I can add another entry for you.
Now guys, just as a quick note, we just released a free DFS contest on Draft Dashboard for MLB and NBA for DraftKings and FanDuel. There's over $500 available in the prize pool, and this is a totally free contest you can enter as a Draft Dashboard member. So make sure to click the link in the description of this video, give Draft Dashboard a try, and you can start playing in our free DFS contest and compete to win some money. Okay, let's take a look at the second base position. I like Josh Harrison batting against a low-salary pitcher, Matt Harvey. Josh Harrison is batting a .751 OPS versus righties, and Matt Harvey throws his worst ball versus righty batters, giving up a 1.075 OPS versus righties. Harrison is 6 for 14, batting a .429 batting average and a .967 OPS versus Harvey. He's $3,000 FanDuel salary, and he's $600 more on DraftKings. So I like that price on both sites. He's projected at 9.4 fantasy points here tonight. He's averaging 10 fantasy points per game on the season, and he scored 32, 10, and 6 fantasy points in the last 3 games. So I like Josh Harrison here versus Matt Harvey. Okay, let's take a look at the third base position. I like Jean Segura with a 36% batting advantage over Eduardo Rodriguez. Jean Segura, he's batting just a little bit better versus lefty pitchers, batting a .820 OPS versus lefties. And Eduardo Rodriguez, he pitches his worst ball versus righty batters, 35% worse than his pitch to lefties, giving up a .862 OPS versus righties. And Jean Segura, he's 3 for 9 with a .333 batting average and a 1.056 OPS versus Rodriguez. He's $2,700 FanDuel salary, and he's $1,900 more on DraftKings. Projected at 9.6 fantasy points here tonight, averaging 9 fantasy points per game on the season. He scored 12 and 31 fantasy points in his last 2 games. So I like Jean Segura here versus Eduardo Rodriguez.
Real quick, guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. You can try all of our DFS tools for all sports. You can try the Position Optimizer, where you can see the top players ranked for each position. And we added a new Player Trends tool, where you can see the top salary differences between FanDuel and DraftKings. It's a really good tool to help you pick out value for the site that you're playing on. Oh, and if you're tired of doing research every day, we just added a cheat sheet that shows hand-picked plays for the slate. No confusing stat lines, no headaches, just a simple cheat sheet that shows the absolute best players for your lineups.
Okay, who do we have at the shortstop position? I like Carlos Correa with a 21% batting advantage over a low-salary pitcher, Mike Foltz. Carlos Correa, he's batting a .710 OPS versus righties, and Mike Foltz, he pitches his worst ball by far to righty batters, 29% worse than his other pitches, giving up a .650 OPS versus righties. Now, Carlos Correa is 0 for 3 versus Foltz, but it's a small sample size, and I think he's due for a hit. He's $3,100 FanDuel salary, and he's $3,000 more on DraftKings. So I like that FanDuel price. He's projected at 9.3 fantasy points here tonight, averaging 10 fantasy points per game on the season. He scored 6, 16, and 9 fantasy points in the last 3 games. So I like Carlos Correa here versus Mike Foltz. Okay, now moving on to the outfield position, I've got a value play for you here. I like Johnny Fargas with a 37% batting advantage over a low-salary pitcher, Cody Poteet. Johnny Fargas is batting a .818 OPS versus righties, and Cody Poteet, he's pitching 39% worse to righties than he does lefties, giving up a .857 OPS versus righties. There's no at-bats versus Poteet yet, and Johnny Fargas is only $2,000 FanDuel salary, and he's the same price on DraftKings. So super low salary here, projected at 8.6 fantasy points, averaging 8 fantasy points per game on the season. He scored 6 and 19 fantasy points in his last 2 games. So I like Johnny Fargas here versus Cody Poteet.
If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this NBA slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again, and good luck.